Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 16th to the 31st, 2025 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, danehartguidedmessages.com. It's listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, before we dive into the meditation and all of this, I just want to thank each and every one of you for all your healing energy, your well wishes. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'm sorry that I still sound like off, but we're getting there. So thank you all so very much. I am in awe of this community. You guys are just some of the best people like in the world. So thank you. I am humbled and just so grateful. I love you all. Seriously. Okay, now enough gushing. And thank you. Let's get into the healing of it all. Let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration, and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Capricorn, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Okay. This, and then angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. And these two cards here that just fell out. You get 2 bonus cards. That's awesome. All right, Capricorn. Let me just take it all in for a moment. Okay. At the heart of it all. Oh, I love this. It's the Page of Wands. There's a lot of fire energy going around. So just know that this can be a very spicy time. It can get a little bit intense. Like people can be a little bit more spicy, a little bit more fiery, a little bit less like refined than you would want them to be, but just because there's a lot of passion running around in the universe right now. So here with the Page of Wands, not the Page of Wands, I'm sorry, the Knight of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So if you're born on the cusp of Sagittarius, if you have fire sign energy in your chart, this comes out very powerfully. And there's a lot of movement towards your passion, towards what it is that you desire, towards the doors that you are opening or that are being opened for you. There can be this sense of like knocking down doors. What I'm seeing is like a horse charging, and then, its hooves pushing down doors. So you can see that type of way of like breaking in or like having a change happen that you've been pounding at, like wanting it to move forward, like wanting that door to break down. So that is really, really cool. With the Knight of Fire as well, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of tenacity, there's a lot of creativity that's going to be swirling around you. And then the challenge is the Page of Pentacles. So there's something from your past, okay? Something that you were told, most likely when you were little, that it's going to make you think like, oh, I can't do this. Like, this isn't for me. This is for somebody else. Like this gift that's coming in, this passion that's coming forward. It's even something that you've been working really, really hard towards, but you can see yourself almost like giving it to somebody else. And it's like, no, Capricorn, you've worked so hard for this. What are you doing? So just be aware of that. You can also be afraid of like having to learn a new thing and thinking, oh, I'm not talented in this area. I don't have the aptitude for this. No, you do. You do. So just be aware of that energy. It moves us then to where you need to focus. And it's the fact that everything is changing. And that's a lot of the end of May. It's bringing with it a huge amount of change, a huge amount of transformation, and it is going to see you in a very different place. You're going to be in a very different place in a year from now than you are now. And it's going to be very liberating. It is. It's like, oh, I've worked so hard for this. And I know it sounds like, oh my gosh, in a year, but you're going to see it like every single month. It's going to be working more and more towards your goals. And depending on what your goals are, like if it's to plant a garden and have fresh vegetables, this year, you can see that happen relatively quickly, but it depends on the goal, where Spirit is saying, depending on how big the goal is, it can take up to a year, but you are seeing a transformation move you forward. And you're also seeing yourself like with, a fire, a passion, a tenacity that is unrelenting. Like it is like, I want this and I'm getting it. Now, the energy that is leaving, that we're leaving behind, is this 8 of Cups. And this is kind of like a tragedy, okay? So there's something that came in, and I'm just hearing it as I just heard like the music, like tragedy comes in, and it's something where you thought you'd love it and you didn't love it, or something that you thought would last forever and it didn't. It could be an ending as severe as a divorce. It can be a breakup of a relationship. It can be it can be changing jobs. It could be getting fired. It can be also just like things not going the way that you thought, and looking at things and looking at your life and seeing yourself at like a certain age and being like, wait a minute. And we all do it. We all do it to ourselves. And we're really harsh on ourselves and mean. So stop that. But here with the 8 of Cups, it's like the life that you want is here, right? The life that you want is coming forward, right? Everything is transforming towards a huge change, a huge power shift. And what you're going to see is that you had to walk through the darkness. Like you had to walk through, it's like a crucible, right? You had to walk through the fires in order to get what you want, in order to be where it is that you want. And you're also learning to choose you, to see you, to be empowered, to be emboldened. And it moves us then to the strength. And it is that everything moves really quickly, which is a strength, but it's also going to be a little bit of a stressor during the end of May. And just be aware of it, that things move really quickly and it can feel rather chaotic, and feel rather overwhelming. But that is also going to be the strength, is that you can move with this energy really easily. You can go and swerve and move with it. You're not going to be exhausted. It's not like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. It's like, oh no, I've got this. I've got this. And then there's this energy of change, of power, but there's a swiftness. But there's also a sense of you really being good with that energy, but just be mindful of how fast you move, because it's like revving the engine in a car, right? It makes you burn the gas more. So if you're not refilling the tank, you're just going to run on empty quickly. So just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Then we have the near future, which is the 4 of Wands, celebration, success, prosperity. It's so funny because you have an ending as severe as a divorce, right? That you're walking away from. And then you're having, excuse me. Then you're having a celebration as like, glorious as a wedding. So I love that dichotomy for you. It's like you're stepping out of a time that was sorrowful and that was intense, and you're stepping into a time that is joyous. It does not mean you have to be getting married at all. It does not mean that you have to be getting divorced at all. So don't get worried about those analogies. It's just an analogy that I'm using because people can, it's like, even if it's the most freeing thing in the whole entire world and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm out of this relationship, right? It's still a heck of a lot of paperwork, and you have to hire lawyers and stuff like that. And nobody likes that. So here it's like, I'm done with all the agita and I'm stepping into my prosperity and my success, and my future is about a celebration. It is about celebrating me and my life, and it's about going after what I want, and it's about opening the doors in a way that is liberating and powerful. It moves us then to the advice. It's justice. It's balance. Okay, so this is Libra energy. Time frame is September 23rd to October 22nd, and it's about balancing everything. What you're going to find is that the advice is to get things to be balanced, get things to be harmonized. It doesn't have to be perfect. Take perfect off the table. I know you, Capricorn, you're going to be like, oh, it just has to be perfect. Okay, I got this. No, take that off the table. Be kind to yourself. Let things be balanced. Let things be harmonized. Meaning that, like, it's kind of like eating a balanced meal. We don't just sit down and eat all chocolate, for dinner. We can, yes, but, we should probably cut through it with something a little bit more savory, right? So here, just be aware of things. Just have things be balanced, even if it seems really fun to overindulge in things. It moves us then to the environment. It's the 10 of Swords. It's it's the Wheel of Fortune coming through. This is a resurrection of self. This is a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new, transformation. You are going to find that you come from a place where everything was like overkill. It was too much. And it was being taken on as too much. Like you were already oversaturated. It's like having a sponge, right? Just soaked in water. And then you're adding more water to it, but the water is just spilling out because the sponge is holding enough. So here with the 10 of Swords, just be aware that like you're transforming. You're going to see yourself stepping into a new way, but you're taking out all the swords. You're taking out all the knowledge, all the excess that like you're wringing out the sponge. You're wringing out everything that you've been carrying. And like you're going to factory reset. Like you're going to bring yourself back to this place of like of center that's going to be really important. And you also have had people, that wanted to see you fall, that want to see you fail, that want to see you broken down. And you're going to be rising to a place where it's like, you don't define me, I define me. You don't own me, I own me. And you move forward with such knowledge and such confidence, and it moves you then to the hopes and the fears. And it's the Queen of Cups. It's love, it's connection. It is the heart moving you forward. And the fear is that you'll get too emotional, like things will be a little bit chaotic, right? It won't be right. But the Queen of Cups comes in, and that's water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But it's a sense of healing. It is a sense of love guiding you forward. And that's your hope. Like that's what you want. And it's also calm. It's like calm waters. And it brings you to the outcome, which is, it's funny because these two cards also connect. So the repeat of number 10, and then we have transformation, which is the death card, the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new, which is what I see always when I see a person just like riddled with swords, right? The dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. You are transforming. And you're going to see yourself as you transform, stepping into your magic, stepping into your power. There has been fear around you. And it's like that fear has been for too long. And I don't want it anymore. And you're going to see yourself like pushing it away. And now it is time for a celebration. And that change happens really quickly. And it also happens cognitively where you're like, I don't want this. I'm not taking this. This isn't for me. You may have it back, universe. I don't want it anymore. The bonus cards are the Two of Cups, which is healing, beautiful love. And then the Seven of Swords, it's healing after lies. And this is gossip and lies and deceits that like, somebody could have tried to smear you. Somebody told lies about you. And now you're in a place of healing and you're in a place of transformation, and you are moving forward in a way that you just like hadn't expected, right? You didn't think that you were going to have to kind of like defend things or heal for things, or you weren't expecting a betrayal from that person. And now you move forward in power and authority, and you're transformed. And you're also seeing your magic. You're seeing your talents. You're seeing, kind of like why you're here. And you're here because there is something like here. It's like you're here to let your passion shine forward, right? You're here because you have an incredible mind, an incredible way of embracing prosperity and success. But it's like you had to see it because this is life on your terms. It's not falling into line and being a sheep like with everybody else. And like sheep, yeah, they herd together, but sheep also, they go their own way. They do their own thing. So you're learning that you don't have to fall in line the way people say. And you're embracing what it is that you want and what it is that you've been looking for. And you're finding a balance also. Yeah, finding a balance, and you're letting go of everybody's lies, everybody's words, everybody's nonsense. So let's see here what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is the peacock. Inherent wisdom is emerging at this time. Watch it and ready yourself for a rebirth. And that's what you're getting ready for. That's why Spirit said like it can take up to a year, maybe 10 months, right? But you are heading towards a rebirth. You are heading towards an absolute transformation. For some, Capricorn, it will be a lot quicker. For others, it will take time, and that's okay. It's not like, oh, it's never going to get there. It's like, no, it took time to realize what you wanted, right? And now it's going to take time to take that energy and say, I'm focusing it on where I need to be, not where others wanted me to be, because you've been resisting that. And it's funny because you are so powerful, so strong, so determined. You've been resisting certain things that you just don't want. But everybody's like, oh, it'd be so great. And you're like, yay, that's wonderful. I'd love it. But you wouldn't. And now you're finding your footing, you're finding your voice, and things are changing in the direction that you want it, that you're calling it to. So let's see here. Ooh, it just flew right out. Universal light. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. This is your light, your glory. This is your connection with the universe, guiding you forward in the most magnificent and beautiful of ways. It's opening up this door. And it brings us then to the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. It is the moon. Be mindful of the illusions of things, like in the head, right? Pisces is the ruler of the unseen world. No, Neptune rules Pisces. Neptune is the ruler of the unseen world, right? So it's like the illusions and delusions of things, which can make us see ourselves as successful before we are. But it can also play off the fears that we have and hold us back in a way that we just don't want. So here with the moon, fears come forward, and Spirit is saying, hey, be mindful of fears and of doubt and of chaos and of looking at shadows and seeing monsters and being like, oh, those monsters are right around the corner. Look at things and then step back from like primal fear and say, okay, let me calm myself down. Let me see what is really there, because it's not as scary as I thought it was. It's not to say like go against your intuition, but there's something. It's kind of like I don't like heights. I don't like heights. I just don't like them. And I was looking over a balcony and I was terrified. Absolutely. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to topple down and that's going to be it. It's going to be terrible. But it wasn't. It was like my brain got scared and it was like, oh my gosh, terrible fear. And that's what's happening here. There's something subconsciously, not subconsciously, yeah, but like this is, yeah, that's coming through in May. At the end of May, that's going to be like a primal fear that you have. It's like an irrational fear. It comes forward. And it can be a fear of failure. It can be a fear of heights. It can be a fear of whatever. And it's like it takes over. Do not let that fear take over. Okay? It moves us then to the subconscious spirit message. And this says, find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. And you do. Your angels, your spirit guides. Also, there's people around you who are supporting you, who want you to succeed and build you up. Yet relationships come in. This is a sacral chakra, creativity, sensuality, and it is strengthening the relationships. You're not in this alone. You are also going to see during this time, Capricorn, that you meet new people, you're connecting with more. Relationships mean a lot, and the connections that you make, they last a really long time. It moves us now to the Magician. And Spirit is saying subconsciously, hey, be mindful of the Magician. Be mindful of somebody else who says, I have the answers for you. I have the authority. Listen to me over your own intuitive self. But this is just fear that gets out of hand, that gets overwhelming, okay? And then once the fear spirals, and then it can make us a little bit more vulnerable to other people saying, oh, hey, just, do what I say, listen to this, and the fear will go away. It's like, no, you're going to see yourself stepping away from a place that was just wrong for you. And then as you start to step back into yourself, back into what you desire, and you take in this change and you let your light shine forward, and you take in all the change that is happening, you start to celebrate. And it's like, oh, that's when the fear starts to go away, when the joy outweighs the fear that is around you. And it moves you then to the energy, the subconscious energy, which is the Ace of Wands. And this is fire, tenacity, connection. You're going to see your fire, your passion moving forward subconsciously, and you have that at the heart of you. You take this gift subconsciously and you see light within the darkness. You see your fire moving forward, but your fire outweighs the fear. It guides you in a way. Your passion guides you. And there's just things that you get so excited about at the end of May that just change the game. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of the end of May and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed end of May. Bye.